In continuation with previous lecture, in today's lecture we are going to discuss the valence bond representation of the nickel tetracyano complex. Now let's discuss the next one, that is nickel tetracyano. The bonding and representation of this nickel tetracyano complex. Here the electronic configuration of nickel, as we know, that is 3d8 4s2, and for nickel 2 plus, because there is oxidation state of nickel here in complex, there is 2. So for 2, that is a 4s0 and 3d8 sorry. So the here if we write like that 1 2 3 4 5, so we have to enter in the first in that orbital and after that in that orbital. But here cyanide is a strong field ligand, so that's why it will be entering or pair the electron. It does not form a single electron in this respective orbital. Likewise nickel tetrachloro complex, because in that complex the chlorine is a weak field ligand, here cyanide is a strong field ligand, so that's why it will be get paired. It is 4s 3d8. Now here also that is 4p orbital. Now so that's why it will be happened. Now there is the 4 cyanide ligand was entering in that orbital, so it is forcefully entering that orbital because cyanide is a strong field ligand here. So that is cyanide, here also cyanide and cyanide. Means that the hybridization is which one? That is hybridization is DsP2 hybridization, because the one orbital is used with D, S, and that is P. So that is DsP2 hybridization. There is no any unpaired electron, so the complex is a diamagnetic. Mu, that is magnetic moment, is a 0. So for diamagnetic the mu is a 0 because there will be no any unpaired electron here, so that's why it is a 0. And as we know that this is a square planar shape is that. So this is a general representation for the nickel tetracyanide. In comparison with the nickel chloro, previously we discussed the nickel tetrachloro complex, and the same one here we discussed the nickel tetracyano complex. But the difference is that it will be the chlorine is a weak field ligand, whereas cyanide is a strong field ligand, and the effect of strong field ligand is that entering in d orbital, and whatever the electron is there, that will be get paired. So that's why the hybridization is different for this, that is DsP2 hybridization, and for nickel tetrachloride we discussed that is a sp3 hybridization. Magnetic moment and diamagnetic, here this is a paramagnetic and this is a diamagnetic one, so this is a difference, and this difference is generally very much cleared, explained by this VBT by representing such a complexes with different ligand. Now let's discuss the next one. This bond representation of fourth one, that is hexacochromium complex, that is oxidation is a +3. As we know that here there is a chromium, electronic configuration is 3d5 4s1, and for chromium third complex it will be 6 electron, and from 6 we are just minus 3 electron. So here we are just writing that 3d10 and 4s0. Here from S there is a 1 electron is gone, and from d orbital there will be the 2 electron is gone, so that is a 3 electron will be minus from that, and the final electron configuration of that chromium plus 3 ion is a 3d3. So let's draw the Bose diagram for this complex. that is 3d3, 1, 2, 3, and 4s, that is the vacant one. So here, as we know that there is a 6 water molecule, and this water is a weak field ligand, so it will be the entering in that, it does not enter the d orbital, it directly enter into 4s and 4p orbital here. So that's why we are, for entering that 4s orbital, we are going to 4p orbital, we are just drawing the, yes, here x denote, there will be only 4 water, again that is 4, that is 3d orbital, then that is 4d orbital. So that's why it will be required again 2 orbital, means that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This X denotes the water molecule. So that is electronic configuration sp3d2 orbital here. So the number of unpaired electron, can you see here, that is 1, 2, 3 number of unpaired electrons. So it is a paramagnetic one. Mu is a 3 point something, because as we know that there is a how many number of electron is equal to the mu, magnetic moment is equal to nothing but the magnetic moment number of is equal to number of unpaired electron. So here the magnetic moment is 3 point something. So of that complex is, you can write complex is, as we know, that is an octahedral geometry. So here that is octahedral geometry for this chromium, and this is a general representation of this chromium hexacochromium complex. Now let's discuss the next one. Is hexacyanoferrate complex. So as we know that the Fe, that is 3d6 4s2 Fe, and for 3 means for 3 it will be, that is 3d5 4s0. So let's draw this 3d plus complex. So here we can write for that 3d plus complex, that is 3d5 means that, and 4s1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for d, and there will be the 5 electron in this complex. But if you see that the cyanide, there will be the 5 electron as we pair. But here this arrangement is not possible here, because cyanide is a strong field ligand, and so due to that it will be get paired. So that's why it will be looks as like or represent as like. Then here how many electrons how many vacant orbital are required for accommodating the 6 cyanide ion? So there will be the 6 orbital required for this accommodation of cyanide ion. So here that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that the electronic the orbital used, that is d orbital, 2d orbitals are used for the bonding, and 4p orbitals are used for that. So the electronic configuration is, that is a 2 orbital from d, so that's why it is a d2, 1 for s and 3 for p orbital. So that is d2 sp3 hybridization is for this complex. So that will be the 6 orbital, and it will be cyanide. This is again cyanide, here cyanide, cyanide and cyanide. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Means that there is a 6 cyanide ion will entering in that mode actually. So here if you observe the number of unpaired electron, that is 1 unpaired electron is left. So that's why here the 1 unpaired electron means that the mu, that is 1.2, means that 1 magnetic moment is equal to the number of unpaired electrons. So there will be the 1 unpaired electron. So that's why the magnetic moment, and that was the complex is a paramagnetic one. Something. So that's why it approximately the first digit is equal to the number of unpaired electron. So this is a paramagnetic, and hybridization is a D2 sp3 hybridization. As we know that geometry is octahedral one, that is cyanide. So the hybridization, that is octahedral geometry, and hybridization is as we know, that is D2sp3 hybridization. So this is a general Viviti representation of this hexacyanoferrate complex. Now let's discuss the next one. The same one complex, we just putting the ligand is different here. So here if we take an fluorine, if we taken as a fluorine, then what will be the schematic representation of this thing? Let's discuss. So for fluorine, that is 5 electron, that is 1 2 3 4 5 here. So this is a 5 ampere electron, so that's why Bohr magnet is magneton is a 5.9 bm. It is close to the number of ampere electron, and the remaining 6 F molecule will be F ligand will be enter into that is a 4s 4p and 4d orbital respect to that is a sp3d2 hybridization. And here that is a 3 electron. Now here that is the difference between these two complexes, that is cyanide is a strong field ligand, whereas the Fe is a weak field ligand is over here. So that's why that will be the difference between that, where with fluorine Fe shows paramagnetism, whereas in cyanide due to strong field ligand it will be getting paired. So that's why it will be the diamagnetic one, and this is an octahedral geometry for that. So that's why here that is an octahedral complex. So this is all about the hybridization and Bohr magneta depending upon the valence bond theory, how it will be very perfectly and lucidly explained by this VBT. So these are all general representation of valence bond representation. So this is a general valence bond representation of complexes. Now we will stop here. Thank you.